divers and Wicked Turtle Nation. Welcome back to another episode of the Duke's Dive, right here on the Wicked Turtle Network YouTube channel. Got some wrestling to cover this week, of course. My take on my past couple weeks of wrestling here, but I wanted to open up the show here and talk a little bit from the hip, from the heart here, uh, about some upcoming events here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. We got a what looks like a boom here that has not been matched since probably about like 2016. We got two companies here vying. We got two companies here running in Williamsport, bringing entertainment to Williamsport, Pennsylvania within the next couple of months here. You got Rope to Rope Entertainment bringing wrestling to the Fitness Factory in Williamsport, Pennsylvania here on April 29th. And you also got Five Star Wrestling bringing wrestling entertainment to us on June 3rd at the Fire Tree Center. Now, my bullshit with Rope to Rope aside, I had a falling out again. It's neither here nor there. There's some reactions that were made on a social media post that I misread completely. It's no excuse for the dickheaded behavior, which I did, but I was looking out on the outside in, seen a post about friends and family and, connections, and from the outside in, I thought, you know, how dare these people tag me in a post about friends and family when here I again am on the outside looking in. I put a reaction on there, and it was an asshole move on my part, considering I did not read what the post was about. I didn't know the full context of what the post was about or what was entitled. But that either here nor there. Um, whatever platform I have here, I just wanted to use that to let the people in Williamsport know that you should go to both of these shows, support this local scene, go to both of these events. The best thing about wrestling, it's like music. There's a genre of everyone likes different kinds of things. You could bring names to wrestling. You could get by on local homegrown talent. There's people out there that like both. And of course there's a, small group of people that, they're going to argue that this one here over that one, and this one shouldn't be coming to town, and this one didn't do this right by this one or that one. And I'm not speaking as the Duke right now or whatever. I'm just speaking as Stephen Lyelli, a ticket buyer, ticket purchaser in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I think most of the people in Williamsport could see through the bullshit. We just want someone to bring consistent wrestling or whatever entertainment to our area, you know, with decent production, a nice ring announcer that you can understand, with equipment that works, and wrestlers, you with that are put in a position to where they're not getting abused or in a situation where they're going to get hurt, whatever. I'm sure most people just want that consistent entertainment. I look back at those days where BCW and NWA Northeast were both running at the same time. We would go to both of those shows and we would have fun. I've met a lot of my friends in at both of those events, so you know, I think both of these people, now I'm not going to say that there's not some contention with one of the um people that are bringing wrestling to the area. And for what it's worth, and I have been blessed to help out with most of the shows in Lycoming County. Um, for what it's worth, in my opinion, True Wrestling had the best show in Lycoming County. So if you're talking who owns Lycoming County by based on who had the best show. I mean, in my opinion, that's true. And of course, they're not running at this moment, but never say never. So, in my opinion, they're kings of this area. But yeah, like I said, there's not to say that there's not contention with one of them. And rope to rope entertainment has consistently brought good entertainment here. And I see they're going to have Rebecca Payne, as well as many others that are going to be at the Fitness Factory on April 29th. So, as well as some local favorites like Frankie the Pizza by Giovanni, Joey P's going to be there, of course. So, I really would like to go ahead and have you guys go out and check that one if you're out in the area. And another one, that five-star wrestling. And I just think it's pretty neat that Eric Bischoff, Gangrel, Haku, the Rock and Roll Express, Buff Bagwell. Um, yeah, all those people were coming to Williamsport, and I really think that's pretty cool to have such a boom back in Williamsport. I wish nothing but best love luck to both of them, and wish that they both can go grow and succeed and do shows, both of them, in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, so the people of Williamsport, Pennsylvania have not only consistent monthly or whatever consistent incrementally amounts of wrestling or entertainment, but also have a consistent choice too, one, the other, or both. In my case it would always be both, but yeah, I digress. Go out, support local wrestling, especially if you're in the Williamsport area, on April 29th or June 3rd. And yeah, that's all I really got to say. Now, let's jump in to the dive, the full episode of the dive. Um, Before I open up the book of Smart Mark and read from within, I wanted to make note of the passing of the super fan Mike B. Many of you know him as the Piss Jug guy. I've I've been in the deathmatch groups myself for many years, probably up to close to a decade now on Facebook, and he's one of those guys I've always seen on there, and just recently started making a name with the Piss Chug thing, and that was awesome. And it was taken by cancer, and I just it's terrible. I I'm gonna have some links down below for a T-shirt you can purchase that has been put on in support for his family, and all proceeds are going to go to his family. And there's also some 8x10s and some other things like that that are being sold by Horror Slam Zone Rachel Green on Facebook. I also have those links in the description of the cast or on YouTube. It's hard to link anything really in audio, so being the main show is YouTube on Wicked Turtle Network YouTube channel. That's where the description, that's what I'm talking about. So when you're looking at the main show here on the Wicked Turtle Network YouTube channel, or if you're on audio, hop on over to the Wicked Turtle Network channel so you know where to go. In the description of the YouTube channel is going to be some links for some t-shirts and merchandise you can purchase to support Mike's family in this trying time and stuff like that, man. It's fucking terrible. So, sorry to kick it off on a sour note, but I know the wrestling world is hurting right now. Again, man, he's a pretty cool guy. I've always seen him comment on the uh, the deathmatch groups. And another thing is he didn't play any bullshit. He went to the shows. He supported them. Like I said with the stuff from Williamsport. You know what I mean? He didn't play any of the political. You know what I mean? Local politic of running game. He just went and enjoyed it and was a mega fan. And I think we could all take a note from that and just be a better fan. I think we could all do that, man. I really think we do that. Honor Mike. Just go out there and support like he did. Now, let's jump into the dive. going to read from the book of Smart Mark. Not last week, but the week before that, we had on Raw Kevin Owens defeating Solo Sikoa by disqualification. We had Bianca Belair defeating Carmella. These are, the way I do this, I cover Raw, Dynamite, Impact, Ring of Honor, and the AEW shows, the WWE shows, Impact, and Ring of Honor. I just cover the show, the matches I enjoyed the most. This is my take on my weekly wrestling intake. Of course, if you didn't realize or didn't know, or you're just watching now for the first time, this is the way I do it. And I don't get too involved on the weekly stuff unless it's a bigger pay-per-view, which now coming up, actually, as of filming this, tomorrow night, on Friday night, is going to be Impact Sacrifice. I'll go through that one in more detail, and I will rate each individual match. But on my weekly stuff, we just dive right through it. We do a rapid fire, basically, on our weekly stuff. So this is what we're doing here, in case you didn't realize, or that, like I said, in case this is the first time viewing. Bianca Belair defeated Carmella. Johnny Gargano defeated Finn Balor. And Sami Zayn defeated Jimmy Uso. On Dynamite, on March 8th, Jericho Appreciation Society defeated Top Flight and AR Fox. Then we had a pretty interesting and pretty inspiring promo from Daniel Bryan, where we don't know where he's going to go. He said he's going to go home. What does that mean, really? Home, or Ring of Honor home, WWE home. It left a lot of speculation as far as the open-endedness of that promo, and I hope you go back on there. You could probably check it out on their YouTube. Check that promo out on the AEW YouTube page. And then we had Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli defeating John Silver and Alex Reynolds. And then we had Powerhouse Hobbs defeating Wardlow for the TNT title. On Impact for March 9th, we had Bhupinder Gujar defeating Bobby Ray. We had Rhino defeating Sally. Sally. Jeez, I'm just butchering names on this one here, huh? But Rhino defeating Sami Callihan, and Mickie James defeating Giselle Shaw. Over on Ring of Honor, we had Samoa Joe defeating Tony Deppen, and of course a Pennsylvania boy with strong Pennsylvania roots. I did notice something on commentary between the commentators. I wanted to play that right now.
Tony Deppen, man, a lot of people might not know him, but he's from the last era of Ring of Honor, former television champion. The guy has so much heart and will put his body on the line to do whatever he needs to do. This guy can take risks. This guy can wrestle. This guy can tie you up. I'm excited to see Deppen back in the Ring of Honor ring.
For Tony Deppen, it's that Shamokin coal region, that Slate region, where the folks from Shamokin, you gotta be a bad dude to fight your way out of it, and that's what Tony Deppen is.
Come on, Riccaboni, what you know about Shamokin?
I'm back. So I really thought that was cool about speaking about Shamokin, and then of course Ian Riccaboni's response to that was, I knew quite a bit because I actually live in that, or living in around that general vicinity. So yeah, I do know quite a bit about Shamokin. We had Dalton Castle and the boys defeating Dralistico and Roosh, Serpentico and Angelico. Then we had Wheeler Yuta defeating Timothy Thatcher. The All-Ethiopian defeat Rhett Titus and Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. Eddie Kingston defeated Bendejo, which I don't know who that guy is. I don't know. Maybe he's a snake somewhere else. Then we had Athena defeating Willow Nightingale. And to break this one down a little bit, Willow backchops Athena. Athena was very aggressive on this one. Willow powerbombs Athena onto the apron outside, then hits a Spicoli driver on the outside. Willow hits an awesome Ron Simmons inspired a spine buster and a pounce period by Monty Brown. Yeah. I thought it was anyway, but And then a baby bomb for a 2 count. It was just an awesome match. Super cool match between Athena and Willow Nightingale on Ring of Honor. We move on to SmackDown from March 10th. We had the Viking War Raiders defeating Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Judgment Day defeating Legado del Fantasma. Charlotte Flair defeating Shotzi Blackheart. On Rampage for March 10th, we had Sammy Guevara defeating Action Andretti. The Acclaim defeating Starboy Charlie and Jack Cartwheel. Konosuke Takeshita defeating the Pelo Pelagroso, Preston Vance. Now, let's break it down into the Dive 5. My Man of the Week, Tony Deppen. The Show of the Week, Ring of Honor. Excuse me. See. Woman of the Week, Athena. Team of the Week, The Acclaimed. Match of the Week, Wheeler Yuta versus Timothy Thatcher. Boom shakalaka. Now, the second week. Now, next week it won't be this way. It will be just one straight week. We'll be covering Sacrifice, and I will be covering my WrestleMania predictions, and we will be gearing into that Dookies. We will be getting that after WrestleMania. I promise. I will give you guys a 2022 Dookies. So moving right into it, Raw from March 13th. We had the Judgment Day defeating Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis. Excuse me. We had Cody Rhodes defeating LA Knight. Awesome stuff. Austin Theory defeating Angelo Dawkins. Seth Rollins defeating Baron Corbin. And Solo Sikoa then defeating Kevin Owens. On Dynamite, March 15th, we had the Blackpool Combat Club defeating Hangman Adam Page, Evil Uno, and the returning Stu Grayson. Isn't it cool? And then we had Taya Valkyrie's debut on AEW Dynamite. Then we had Orange Cassidy defeating Jeff Jarrett for the International Championship. And then we had the House of Black defeating Jericho Appreciation Society and the Elite. On Impact for March 16th, we had Speedball Mike Bailey and Jonathan Gresham defeating Black Taurus and Crazy Steve. We had Steve Macklin defeating Heath. Macklin sends Heath to the outside with a knee, wins with a KIA. Super impressive stuff. We had the Coven defeating the Death Dolls for the Knockouts Tag Team Championship titles. We had Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Kenta defeating Rich Swann. I think this was the other way around. We had Rich Swann, Frankie Kazarian, and Josh Alexander defeating Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Kenta. Or maybe it was I don't know this one. I forget, man. Honestly, it was a good match. Kaz hits a cutter on Bay onto the apron, onto all the other competitors. Crazy, crazy dude. Rounding out the dive. On Ring of Honor, we had Claudio Castagnoli defeating Willie Mack. Super cool. Dante Martin defeating Mike Bennett. Technical meets Acrobat in this one. We have Metalik and Blake Christian defeating the Trustbusters. Eddie Kingston defeating Jeeves K. Athena defeating Hyann. Silas Young defeating Marcus Cross. And Dalton Castles and the boys defeating the Embassy defeating Dalton Castle and the boys. Trish Adora defeating Madison Rayne. Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal defeating the Outrunners. And Wheeler Yuta defeating Clark Connors. And in that match of this whole LA Dojo storyline, I do believe we're going to be getting Wheeler Yuta and Shibata, possibly at Supercard of Honor. So just to let you know, before the end of this month is super freaking packed. We got Sacrifice, we got Supercard of Honor, and we got WrestleMania. That's 3 huge pay-per-views coming up just in this month. Oh, and Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania 2 nights. Sacrifice, and Supercard of Honor. Five, basically, technically 5 shows, yeah. Super crazy, super busy. Keeping it rolling for the Duke's Dive. On SmackDown, March 17th, we had Rhea Ripley and Dom Mysterio defeating Santos Escobar and Zelina Vega. Xavier Woods defeating LA Knight. Drew McIntyre defeating Sheamus. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus ending in a double disqualification. Then we had the reunition of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Yeah, cool stuff. So we're finally gonna get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos at WrestleMania. Well, Cody Rhodes takes on Roman. Rampage, March 17th, we had Powerhouse Hobbs defeating Rey Fenix for the TNT title championship. Cool first defense. Daniel Garcia defeating Brody King. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bid you adieu as I break it down for the Dive 5 one last time on this episode. Man of the Week, Kevin Owens. Woman of the Week, Taya Valkyrie. Team of the Week, The Coven. Match of the Week, Steve Macklin versus Heath. Show of the Week, Ring of Honor. With that being said, divers and Wicked Turtle Nation, you know how I break it down. If you like it, like the video. Comment if you really like it. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. Make sure you subscribe. Click the bell and hit all notifications so you know every time we upload a video. Every time we upload, you're going to know it. You're going to come on here. You're going to check out some awesome content. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the Duke of Disputation. I bid you adieu. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay wicked.
That was